does not help anyone except for politicians in power. In order for us to change this, we have to realize the power that we have as individuals and where it begins. Many of us are very ambitious here, and we want to start the change at the top. But how do we get there? We have to start at the bottom. So when I was trusted with the chairman position of the Libertarian Party of Florida, our first step was exactly that, Operation First Step. And what is that? Operation First Step is looking at the lowest level of government throughout the state of Florida, which in our case is CDDs, Community Development Districts, and Soil and Water Boards. And what we did is kind of the same philosophy of growing gardens, not government. So you plant the seed. What you do is that you create leaders throughout our community. You create an environment for people to step up and influence and build rapport with their community and ultimately grow with the people that they surround themselves with. So what did we do? Once we found community development districts and soil and water boards, we realized that 70% of those seats are vacant. This means that all we had to do was find libertarians in each one of those districts, sign them up, and immediately they became elected officials with positions of power, with the ability of influencing the lives of hundreds of thousands of people, and have millions of dollars in their hands to bring back the power from government. Once we discovered those positions and we reached out to those libertarians, we ended up becoming the state with the most elected libertarians in the United States. Very special indeed. We have pioneered a program that the rest of the country is now looking at in awe. The state of Washington is beginning this. The National Libertarian Party is taking a look at this project, and they want our help, they want our guidance, because we have results. And results are what matter. It does not matter who yells at the top of their lungs and who writes the most words on Facebook. What matters is the legislation and the power that comes when politicians put pen to paper. And that's what we have to strive on changing. Today, in the table that I will be enjoying my fancy Cuban dinner, we have a former national party leader and a current elected official, Mr. Jim Turney. We have candidates here with us as well. We have Mr. Sean Coons. Yeah. We have Mr. Chris Rose, the second. We have a gentleman here who is the chairman of Orange County Libertarian Party, who's also running for Soil and Water Board. Many of you probably know who he is, Mr. Derek Ryan.
Woo! Go Derek!
And we have some very special guests here with us tonight. We have the vice chairman of the National Libertarian Party, Mr. Alex Merced. And a gentleman that needs no introduction, because every single one of you in this room knows who he is, Mr. Tom Woods. Thank you all for your warm applauses and for welcoming our guests. When I inherited the chair position in Florida, it was a very divisive moment in the state. It was a time where things were scattered around because of greater egos than goals. And we switched that up. We have greater goals than our egos, which is why this administration has led fundraising efforts to have more money than we've ever had in the bank. Just a month and a half ago, we raised more money than we've ever raised in a day after expenses. And these are things that we need to have ready so that when we have those candidates, our first step candidates, we can support them. So that when we want to change Our online presence, we have the funds to do so, and we have. Our communications chairman has done a great job at leading the effort of creating a new website, designing new logos, creating a social media presence that was non-existent and now is. We are getting attention from Republicans, we're getting attention from Democrats, and I welcome it. It's excellent. It's a sign that we are on the right track. In New Orleans, I had the opportunity of speaking on stage and addressing the crowd. And I was proud to be there. I was proud to be able to talk to other libertarians and be in a group with such like-minded individuals and support a candidate for vice chair that I could believe in. And I am so thankful that he has come to Florida to enjoy this dinner with us all. And I'd like for you all to please welcome the current vice chair of the National Libertarian Party, Mr. Alex Merced. Hey everybody, my name is Alex Merced, and I'm a libertarian. Now, here I am in Orlando. I actually come to Orlando quite a bit. It's actually the conversations that I might. It's one of the. It's on a short list of places me and my wife would like to relocate to.
Yes! Woo! That's how it always works.
I'll come check it out. Now, one of the reasons I come to Orlando so often is my wife has her godkids here. Her best friend growing up lives here, and her godkids are here. We spend a lot of time with them. One of the things I bought them is the Toll Twins books. Everyone familiar with Conor Boyak's Toll Twins books?
Yeah.
Now, they've read the books, and now they're starting to ask questions about protectionism, the golden rule, and stuff like this. And then, I haven't sat there and said, okay, this is the word libertarian yet, but you can already start seeing it. They're asking the right questions. They're actually going up to people, they read some, I guess they were college or high school kids taking an economics class, and they were talking about how confusing supply and demand was, and they walked up to them and started explaining to them supply and demand. But it just made me kind of appreciate the journey that it is to become a libertarian. And when I take a look at my own life and the journey that it took for me to become a libertarian, I realized it wasn't just my life. It took generations to get there. Starting, just to kind of give you guys sort of the backstory. Because, so you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from. Let's go back.
Alex, can you hold the mic closer?
Is that better?
Yeah, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Nice.
Now, so basically what happens was back in the 1950s in Guatemala, there was a guy in charge by the name of Jacobo Arbenz, okay, and kind of communist kind of leader, and wanted to kind of take some land, start nationalizing stuff, and doing all that kind of stuff. So, and the U.S. wasn't thrilled about this, so they decided to back a group headed up by a guy named Castillo Armas to overthrow him. This is an example of sort of in the past where the U.S. has practiced that policy, regime change, which is something that we have talked a lot about. And basically, it's something that continues to happen, and we see it across the world. And basically what happened is that this group, like Castillo Armas, one of the people who were in that group was my grandfather. Okay? And they do that, the coup happens, they overthrow Jacobo Arbenz. But what happens generally with regime change is once the regime is changed, it falls apart because and then a vacuum gets created. So what's that happen in Iraq? What we've seen happen well, some people, when I sit there and I listen to politicians say, well, if I knew what was going to happen now, I would have voted differently back in 2008. I'm like, there was an example back in the 50s. It's not like you get to go that far back and learn. Basically, what happened is that afterwards, Castillo Armas is assassinated. My grandfather was actually framed for the murder, or at least that's what my grandma thought. I don't know what actually happened. But basically what happened is that after he finally gets out of jail from that, he gets assassinated. So my grandma's left to raise her 9 kids all by herself. So basically they went from sort of a nice living to basically, my mom's like, where's my pet chicken? Yeah, that's what's together. And that's sort of the upbringing my grandma had. My older uncles, they had already at this point been sort of educated in the U.S., moved to the U.S. at this point in their lives. And that's that event, that basically creates this environment of civil war, of distress in Guatemala the last generations. And this is sort of the environment my mother grew up in, my aunts and uncles grew up in. Eventually, my mom is sort of the next example. Again, what I learned from that event
the follies of foreign policy, the follies of interventionism, and the things that happen there. But then with my mom, I learned a different lesson. My mom, she moves to the U.S. She meets my dad. They make me. But, you know, sometimes people are better separate than they are together. It was kind of, and they were an example of that. So in the first couple of years of my existence, like saw some, let's say, not pretty things, but eventually they go their separate ways, and both of them kind of go through their own journeys of redemption, their own journeys of picking themselves back up. But in that, one kind of forced me to kind of grow up quicker, to kind of sort of be a role model for my brother. While my mother struggled working 3-4 jobs, working through herself through school, but I saw her go through a lot more than I think I'll ever go through. And I saw her struggle to get herself up to a middle class life. Like we went from basically, again, her working 3-4 jobs, wondering if we're gonna have housing the next day, making sure that me actually sitting there, I'm like 8 years old and I'm helping her with her like cue cards for her to study for her medical classes. But watching her go through all that, basically, nothing ever seemed like it would be as hard as that. And that taught me sort of the individual determination, sort of that you can pick yourself up, that if you want something enough, if you want to change your life enough, you can. And if you want to make your life what you want to make it, you can. And that taught me the idea of individual power, the individual determination, and that was a beautiful thing that kind of really affected me as well. But in my growing up, there were several different events sort of priming me, beyond that, priming me towards libertarian views. Like for one example, again, I grew up kind of quickly, so for some reason I was like an 8-year-old who really enjoyed watching 2020 on Fridays. Okay? And there was this guy, Stas, who always be talking about, like, you know, we love the Stas. But basically, I'd sit there and he would do all these pieces about sort of questioning, like, this sort of safety standard, this regulation, and they're like, is it really helping people? And you know what? Like, the bigger picture didn't quite tie into me there, but it started getting me asking the questions, like, yeah, that's right, that is a bad rule, that doesn't make sense. And I mean, that was pretty much it at the time. And then in 9th grade, my English teacher makes me read this book, Anthem by Ayn Rand, okay? And the very last word in the book is the word ego. And that book, once again, ties me back to individualism, because that whole book is about sort of being able to, one, question authority, and two, be yourself, okay? In the struggle where everyone's just referring to themselves as we and they, and basically no individual reference. Again, this sort of forms my appreciation of individualism and creativity, but I'm still not yet libertarian. Okay, actually at this point I'm still quite to the left. Okay, and I go to college and I'm sitting there with my Michael Moore DVDs, a copy of the corporation documentary, you know, oh, those corporations. And then in there I have some experience as well. Okay, so I did one semester where I was a resident advisor. And what I did is that I haven't driven in a long time, mainly because I was in a really bad car accident when I was 16, so pretty much as soon as I got my license, I was in a bad car accident. So when I went to college, I didn't want to drive. So I love music. That was actually before I became a libertarian, my big passion was music. Okay, you can find videos of me playing my guitar and doing stuff online. And I wanted to go see a lot of live music. And I used to do that in high school, but I couldn't really do that because I went to school in Ohio, and everywhere was kind of a drive. So I figured, how about this? Let's make it a business venture. I will find the bands that I like and bring them to Bowling Green where I was going to school. But the school didn't quite like that I was promoting concerts at bars and being a resident advisor at the same time, so eventually we had to part ways. But that was my first business venture. It was cool. I actually got to meet all my favorite bands, make a little money doing it. Very cool. Okay, and it starts giving me this idea that, hey, I can actually just solve problems by making it a business venture. Why wait for somebody to give me a ride? Just make it work. But then afterwards, basically I had to go find a place to live because I couldn't stay on campus anymore because of the whole parting of ways with the school. I mean, I was still going to school, but you don't get the free room and board if you're no longer a resident advisor. And I had money to go get a place to stay, but me and my buddy decided, hey, you know what this place could use? A comic book store. So instead of getting a place to live, we started a comic book store. and then basically everyone's like, you guys are just a company. You guys, I think I was like 19 at the time. Like, where did you guys get off thinking that you guys can just start a comic book store just because you felt like it? I'm like, why not? So we pulled our money together, and at this point, I had no place to live. I'm sleeping on my friend's couch. Actually, I stayed 3 months in a windmill. That's another whole story. And then what happens is we actually opened a store. What we did is we marketed it. We had practiced a lot of the stuff we learned, or just Googled stuff. Okay, I mean the internet was still kind of, it's still not quite the internet of today, but you still look up stuff. And we started the store, and we had the first day we had a line around the block. We made back our investment in the first 3 months. What we messed up is that what we didn't realize is that college kids eventually run out of the money their parents gave them by the end of the semester. So come December, we're like, oh, all these kids ran out of their money. Okay, so we didn't plan, we didn't save, so the store does eventually close. And at this point, because of the workload, because I was literally basically waking up 8 a.m., doing my full class load from 8 a.m. to noon, and then opening the store at noon and working until midnight. And I was doing this pretty much every week, all week. So when the store closed, I had to take a smaller workload, and I had to now do an extra semester of school. Okay, so now I was able to basically delay all my plans for another half a year. And now the store's closed, so that's kind of... So what I did to perk myself up is I said, you know what, I'm going to give myself something to kind of look forward to. So I bought a ticket to the Philippines. Didn't know what I was going to do there, just bought a ticket. So I go to the Philippines, I go to Manila, and guess what? I go on the TV, and the only English news channel they have is Fox News. And again, at this point, I'm far to the west. So I'm thinking, oh, that explains why the world feels angry towards us and whatnot. Again, I was far to the left. But then there was this debate while I'm sitting there in the Philippines, in Manila, where there was this guy, Ron Paul, and he confronts Giuliani. So this is May 2017. And I'm like, I just agreed with everything that guy just said. 2007, sorry, which is 11 years ago. That goes by. And that got me questioning things. And then when I got back, so I did my trip, and then when I got back to back to Ohio, I just started looking up everything on this guy, everything I could. And that's when I started learning about Austrian economics and the Mises Institute. And I got there, and I went to the Mises website, and I'm reading all this stuff. I really went hard. Like, I listened to about 10 years worth of every lecture from Mises University. There was this one thing, the Rosetta Stone of Taxation, which was like a 10-hour lecture on the history of taxes. I went through all of that. It was I found that thrilling. And then I saw an interview with Jeffrey Tucker and Tom Woods about his book, 33 Questions Not to Ask About American History. And I was like, I agree with everything that was just said in this interview. I kept watching, and I picked up the book. And then I picked up another book I saw on the shelf when I went to go pick that up. Not realizing who the author was a politically incorrect guide to capitalism. Okay, not realizing there was any kind of connection. This was by Robert Murphy. Okay, and I was like, everything's just clicking. Everything is just synapses arising. Okay, and then basically I figured out who Robert Murphy is, and I basically consumed pretty much everything Tom Woods and Robert Murphy have done over the last 10 years. I'm the libertarian I am today because of that. But it was a long journey. But again, that took my whole life. Okay, all those experiences I had took me to get to where I am today, to think the way I am, to appreciate radical individualism, to appreciate individual determination, to appreciate not wanting people to control my life, my body, my property. And everybody has their own journey to go through. When I meet people, and they're not where I'm at, I just try to push them along on that journey, encourage them to continue on that journey. It's all about encouragement. It's all about pushing them in that direction. Because they will get there. But you got to make sure they just stay on track. Use encouragement. This is why my whole campaign for vice chair was all about positivity. It was all about encouraging people, because it does take time. Everyone has their journey. Some people start early, like those kids with their telephone book. I wish I started that early. But everyone has their journey. And also wanted to ask you guys real quick. You guys like the shirt?
Love it.
But here I am. I'm not going anywhere. And I hope none of you guys are either, because we have a lot of work to do, and I think it's been going well. All metrics, Florida, you guys have been phenomenal. And all across the country, I'm seeing amazing metrics. Seeing amazing fundraising numbers, amazing vote totals, amazing campaigns. So the moment is now, the opportunity is here. We're helping a lot of people go on that journey. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to one of the people who brought me along on my journey, Tom Woods.
You want your phone back?
Oh yeah.
All right.